I'm like, crap, if I get a job there, I hope I don't have to live up to those expectations because I can't go.
Right? Okay.
So it's over there on the right.
Okay. Oh, yes, thank you. All right, we're in. Michelle Miller's here. Our audio's on. Let's see. Hi, Michelle. I wonder if she can hear us. She should be able to. Okay. So I want to go here, screen, and then Microsoft Office. Where'd it go? Oh yeah, here. Okay, so I'm going to chat. Hi, I do not have a microphone on this computer. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, there's 3 people in here now. That's cool.
You have one of them?
I don't know. It's a phone number.
Is it an East Coast phone number?
No, 602. Yeah, he still has his phone number. So do I. I have my Chicago number still. All right, should we start? All right. Hi, guys. It's Katie and
John.
we are so excited to be doing this or attempting to do this SIF Robotics webinar so that we can kind of get some information out about all the happenings at the Chandler Innovation Fair and get questions answered and kind of be on the same page. So again, like we had said before, this is going to be recorded, so we will be able to send you guys the recording after we're done so that we can kind of archive it. So we're gonna get started here. Go ahead and text us if you have questions, or you can unmute your microphone and ask us questions throughout. That's no big deal. There's just a few of us in here, but we would be happy to answer questions along the way. I have the group chat open, so we'll try to keep an eye on that. All right, so we're gonna get going here.
So the competition at SIF is obviously the February 23rd. There are 3 types. We have the VEX IQ crossover, which is the past competition. That's the one that the elementary schools have, the VEX IQ kits, and it's just a basic competition we're going to go over. And we dumbed it down a lot, so a lot of the schools, the students shouldn't have a lot of pressure when they're creating the robots or competing. It should be more fun this first time around. The VEX IQ Next Level, that's 2018-2019 competition. That's the new one that's out, and only 2 schools are doing that, Riggs and Weinberg. And so, no, Auxerre. Is it Auxerre?
I'm sorry, for the next, it's Riggs and Auxerre, yes.
Yeah, Riggs and Auxerre, yep. And then
the
FLL competition, which I am not familiar with, I'll be honest with you. So, anybody who's on the FLL competition that does that at their school, we're really looking forward to working with them to figure out some sort of competition.
Yeah, so Nazreen and then Nazreen's Weinberg, correct? And then Galveston. And then potentially Michelle. Michelle, do you know, can you text us on the text box? Are you guys planning on doing the FLL competition as well? Whenever you get a chance, would you just let us know so that we can kind of better understand what that's going to look like that day?
Yeah, I believe they're going to do both. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yep.
Wonderful. Thank you. I'm sorry, you already knew that. No. So yeah, like John had said, we're going to definitely need some support. So maybe Michelle or Nazreen would be able to help us, guide us in the right direction on what FLL looks like and what kind of a setup area you need. And we'll do brackets and all the same thing. I'm not sure. John, do you think that we're going to have that running simultaneously, FLL and the VEX?
So that's what we're still going to have to figure out, because we have the whole gym in the middle, and if we have just one competition area for VEX IQ crossover, and then we have one for the next level. The next level, if you just have 2 schools, you might not have that much competition going on.
Right.
So we might be able to fit all of them on at once. I don't see why we couldn't, but we might just want to go ahead and run the VEX IQ next level first, and then run the FLL after that, because there's less schools involved.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
So that's what I was thinking.
One really cool thing that just got me thinking about this 3 levels is that we're working with Intel, and they made trophies for all 3 of these categories. So there's the winner of crossover, the winner of next level, and the winner of FLL will be presented a robotics trophy from Intel. So that's really exciting. They did it like a kind of a robotics drone type thing with their laser cutter. So that's really cool. All right, can I go?
Yeah.
All right.
Unless somebody has a question on that one.
Oh.
Nope.
Nope, just Michelle.
Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
How's it going?
Oh, it's good. It's good. You're the only one that has the audio on, because some of the computers don't have it enabled, so people can't talk back to us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're happy you're here. Are you home?
Yep.
All right. Good work.
Got home in time.
That's right. Perfect.
All right, so the next slide we have is, it says VEX IQ crossover information. So I have listed down 6 schools that are participating. We have Anderson Elementary, Conley, Fulton, Hartford, Sanborn, and Anderson Junior High. Right, Joe? Anderson?
Yes. We got 1 robot.
Sweet. All right, and then approximately 11 teams total competing out of all those schools. I should be getting a final amount within the next week or 2, hopefully. Also attached on here are the rules.
We want to put that up?
Yeah, so that's going to be the main focus of. Oh, no, you actually have to go.
Oh, do I need to?
Like exit out of this presentation.
Uh-huh.
Can you just pull up the regular, like one that you can edit?
Yeah.
So if you just enable editing mode, you can actually.
Oh, this one? Like edit and reply? Okay, sorry. Don't mind my email.
Okay.
So if you go to that slide, that's how it worked for me. I didn't know how else to plug it in.
No, that's perfect. Okay. Like this?
Can you double click it or?
Want me to present it and put it in presentation? Okay, you want me to pull it up somewhere else? Okay, so just one moment, participants. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful day. I'm gonna go ahead and minimize that and try to find this document.
So I'll just go ahead. I have the rules here.
Oh, okay.
So I can start.
Yeah.
So these are rules that we ran for the showcase that we had at Conley between Auxier and Conley. And it worked out pretty well. I changed a little bit of information on there, but don't let this intimidate you. It's not, if you look at it, it's not that complicated. But basically, you have each team competing, and there's going to be 8 colored hex balls, and there's going to be 2 goals, and it's going to be a 5-minute format. It's kind of like basketball and soccer in a way, I guess you could say. And basically, if you have one school, let's just say you have, Anderson Elementary at one end of the field, and then you have at the other end of the field, you have Fulton. You have these towers on each end also, and the robots are going to start in front of the towers. And then your goal at your school is to get the hex balls that are assigned to you. So either it's going to be orange or blue. And you have to get your robot and drive the robot one person at a time. And that person has to grab a hex ball and place it into one of the goals at the other end. So what I mean by one of the goals is that there's a bottom level scoring goal, which is worth 1 point, and there's 4 open goals. On top of that is a second level, and there's also 4 goals. Each one of those is worth 3 points each. And then on top of those, there's a third tier, and on those are worth 5 points, and there's only 2 up there. And your job as a driver is to operate your robot for the 2.5 minutes out of those 5. And then once we say switch, you need to hand the robot over to your partner, and that partner is going to need to drive it for the rest of the 2.5 minutes and continue to try to score. So that's the main goal. We do have some stuff listed in the rules as far as like, and I'm going to go down these. Sorry, Katie.
No, you're perfect. I just wanted to pull this up for them.
Okay. There we go.
But this is like becoming a thing. I'm so sorry.
That's right. So I'm just going to go over the different things on page 1. So the number 1 says robot design. The robot must be made with Project Lead the Way VexIQ design and construction kit parts only. Basically, whatever stuff you have for Project Lead the Way VexIQ, that's what you need to use. The only additional parts that we're allowing is standard size rubber bands, because sometimes the students find out that any type of rubber bands that they attach onto the claws, if they use claws, they help grip the hex balls. The robot size must allow room for the opposing robot to navigate around without blocking. Obviously, you can't have a robot that takes up the whole mat, or else it won't be fair. And then the next one says robot will not be allowed to contain devices made to damage, stall, or impede opposing robots during the competition. No battle bots. So this is not a battle bot, unfortunately, competition. So,
next year.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
It is a single elimination style tournament, and that's what we ran last time. So we had a bracket, which we'll get to in a second, but the bracket has the winner side. But then if you lose your first round, you do get to go down into the consolation challenges, so you can compete for the consolation, which is like 3rd place. And then 5-minute rounds per competition, like I talked about. So 2.5 minutes for each driver. Controlling the robot, which is number 3. Each team must have the same 2 drivers during the entire competition. One driver will drive theirs for 2.5 minutes, like I said, and then switch after the 2.5 minutes. And the referees that's watching the mat for the competition will announce it when. If any robot breaks or becomes inoperable, the robot must remove the robot from the board immediately and attempt to fix it if they choose so. Because on letter C, it says if any pieces of a robot falls off during the gameplay, the referee will remove the pieces and then place them to the side. So the team can have the option to fix their part if they want to, but they have to take the robot off, because you can't be fixing it on the field while another team's trying to score. So if they want to do it, they can. If not, they have to run the robot as it is. But if the robot actually stalls and they can't run it, then you can't have a robot on the field blocking the opportunity for the other students. So that's what that rule means. Any questions so far? Just let me know. I'm going to just keep on plugging away at this.
Okay, let's stop for 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay, any questions? If you don't have your audio on, you can type it into the chat box.
I'm good. This was the same field that we used at the last STEM camp.
Yeah, yep. It's that gray mat, and it has the black squares on it that should be marked off.
Okay, yeah.
And so in this document, when we get to it, it'll show you a sample of what the field looks like from a top view. So number 4, I went over the goals and their different point values. B on the competition scoring says that one hex ball must fully rest in the single goal. In order for it to count, it must cross the black line. So basically, you can't have half a hex ball hanging out and expect that to score or count as a score. It's not soccer, unfortunately. And you can't have a robot like attempting to push this in and count it as a score. It must be in there, and the robot must be away from that hex ball for it to count. 2 hex balls can't rest in the same goal. It's just not going to fit. That's why we have that rule in there. Only 1 per goal. If a hex ball falls out of the game arena at any time, a referee will place a hex ball back to the original side started in any opening starting spot. And I'll show you the starting spots in a minute. But basically what happens is sometimes you have students who will lift up the hex ball and try to run it across the field, and it falls out of the claw and falls out. So we just put it back in play. If we go to the next page, it says robots cannot remove, sabotage, or unscore an opposing team's hex ball once placed in a goal. If a hex ball does unscore for some reason, accidental contact or whatever, the referee will take that as a note of a scored goal and still count it. F says teams can only score a goal with their assigned color hex ball. You cannot score with an opposing team's hex ball, so you can't take all theirs and attempt to score even more points or whatever. G is game-winning team determined by most points accumulated after 5 minutes ending or game ends, or by the fastest time to score all the hex balls in the goals before the 5 minute ends. So we actually did have teams that completed all hex balls before the 5 minutes, and we had to give the win to the team that scored it the quickest. That's basically what it's saying. Letter H, in case of a tie at the end of the 5 minute game, a 1 minute overtime game will be played using only one driver. So this will occur if we have teams playing the full 5 minutes, and let's just say you have a team, both teams only score, 4 points. Then in that case, we actually have to give them 1 more minute, and then they have to attempt to score again. Usually teams can score in that time. If not, we just need to run it another minute, and we'll continue them from where they are. The team to score the most at the end of that 1 minute overtime will be declared the winner. And then, of course, J says, repeat G and I until the winner is determined. Any questions on those?
Questions?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. Michelle will let us know if she, and I don't know who else is in here. There's some unidentified people. One person. All right.
Behavior, of course. This is the first.
Hi, this is Dana from Galveston. That's who the other one is.
Oh, yay, Dana. Hi.
Hi.
Hello. All right, so we're on 5, which is behavior. This is the first CUSD VEX IQ CIF robotics competition. And so they're basically, we need to remind our students they're setting the standard for future participants. And B says all participants need to maintain positive teamwork attitude during VEX IQ robotics competition. So please remind your teams. And if a robot breaks or does not work according to plan, teams must troubleshoot and work through their problems together with a positive attitude. And actually, this last one came into play when we had the competition last year here at Conley, because we actually found out that we at Conley received a different type of kit for the VEX IQ. And Auxerre didn't have all the same pieces we had. So we actually lent out some of our VEX kits to Auxerre so they could build the robots and have them enhanced, and we gave them a little bit extra time. So we had our students helping out their students, and it was actually pretty awesome to see, 2 different schools. It didn't matter to the students. They just wanted to help each other out and show their knowledge. So that's where that comes into play. Any questions on behavior?
Nope.
All right. If you do, just go ahead and text. We're on to game setup. So here you can see an image of the actual field. On the left-hand side, for instance, you have a robot, and then on the right side, you have their robot. They're lined up in the square in front of the goal. That's typically where we start them. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but the robot on the left and the goal on the left, the goal at the very top has blue bars, and then the goal on the right-hand side has orange bars. So they coincide with the color of the VEX hex balls. So the goal that is blue, that robot would need to go across the board and grab the blue hex balls and bring them back to their goal in order to score. They cannot score on the orange goal. Same thing for the orange. They need to go clear across the board and grab a hex ball and then bring it back to their goal in order to score. So that's the main goal. And it says on A for game setup, the 8 hex balls of 2 different colors spaced evenly against the walls. That's how the refs will set it up. And 2 robots at opposing ends, starting at the center square in front of their goal tower. And then C says 2 different colored goal towers at opposing ends with 3 levels, 4 goals on the bottom level, 4 goals in the middle, and 2 at the top level. Any questions on that? Okay.
Real quick, Dana, I know that you guys are FLL, correct? Is that right?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so we're gonna probably have to tap into you a little bit to see kind of the way that your competition will run, because we know that this is all
Okay.
Vex right now, but we're not
Yes.
very savvy with FLL. And so
Okay.
we're hoping to tap into you guys a little bit with your expertise on that.
Okay.
All right.
If there's no questions on that,
Let's see if I can find that original. It will be okay.
yeah. Hey, Dana, this is John. So we have a slide for FLL, but I just wanted to ask a question. Does the competition for FLL change every year?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And so are you guys prepping for this year's competition?
Yes, this year's competition is completed for the most part, unless you advanced on. But so yes, our teams are still practicing or perfecting this year's competition into orbit.
Okay. And do you think that it's the same for the other schools like Weinberg? And
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Then would you feel comfortable running the same competition?
Yes, that's what we were hoping to do.
Oh, perfect. Yay.
That's
All right.
so exciting.
So yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah, so we, Galveston can bring our table and the mat and the pieces that all go to it. So every school would just bring their robot to run the competition thing.
Awesome. That is good news. Okay. Now, let's just skip over to their slide.
Okay, yeah.
Because I don't think anybody is here from the other one anyways. All right, so we're on the FLL information. So I have 2 teams participating. Actually, it's 3. I don't know what I did. But it's 3 schools. We have Galveston, Sanborn, and Weinberg.
That sounds right.
Okay, and then approximately 3 teams competing. I just put down 1 from each. Are there, then, how many do you have that would probably participate?
We have 1 team, and Weinberg, I'm pretty sure, has 1 team, and I think Sanborn has 1 team, but Michelle's here, I think, right?
Yeah.
Michelle's on, yeah.
All right. So,
Look at Michelle. She's so on it.
yay. All right, so I got that right. All right, so the rules, if you guys are doing the same competition, then if you have any type of rules written down, that'd be awesome, because then we can give them to the judges and they can
Yes.
go through those. Okay. And then we can distribute those.
Yeah, I can forward it to you.
Sweet.
Or Michelle.
Do you need, how many refs, or do you need refs for these?
Yes.
Okay.
So I think 1 ref would be fine. Usually I think it's, Michelle, correct me if I'm wrong, 2.5 minutes, a 2.5 minute run to do as many missions as possible. And each of the missions earns points, and I can forward you that information.
Okay.
So we're working on gathering from some of our high schools, some students as well that are in the first, so the first kids will be really helpful. Because we've got Hamilton and Chandler High that both have pretty well-established first teams. So we're hoping that they can help with some of the judging as well.
Cool.
Yeah, or refereeing, I guess.
Yeah, they would know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it also helps if the students, since you already said competed, that they're familiar with these rules. So yeah, it shouldn't be that difficult. Okay, cool. And then
do we want to go back or no?
Not yet. So then that addresses also any special equipment needed. Partially. So you said that you have you're going to bring the table and then the pieces. Do you need anything else that would assist your students? Because I think we're going to have power strips or.
Yep.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure if you guys needed anything else special for FLL.
No, I think that's it. Michelle, can you think of anything else? Each school would bring their own robots, and but it's not electric or anything. So yes, that would be it. A timer. I guess we need a timer.
Like a stopwatch?
Yeah, or somebody can even use their phone, really. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I think we'll have like a table. I'm meeting with the Hamilton IT person on Tuesday, and he's going to help tell me everything I need, because we're hoping to have like a screen that would demonstrate the brackets and probably have a large clock running as well, so that we know for each trial.
Cool.
All right, and then we have on all the slides the competition is going to start at 10:30. All right. So Michelle, you might need a table to put the board on. Yeah. So if you wanna.
Yeah.
How many tables do you think you guys need? Because we ordered a bunch. I just want to know how many to put in there for you.
The competition table, it's 8 feet long, but it can sit on a 6-foot, like a 6-foot conference table.
Okay.
It will fit, and it's not. It should be fine.
Okay.
Sitting on that. Yeah.
Okay. And Vex, we don't need it. Vex is on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Or do we need tables for Vex?
Well, I'm just thinking about the people in the stands watching, because if there's, it might be better if we do put it on a table.
Okay.
Because in that way it'd be up a little higher so the crowd could see it. And then also I want to limit the amount of students gathered around the table, so it's not, totally blocking off the view, but just have the teams each at one end, but then you're gonna have the ref standing there. So yeah, it'd be better if you could put
So 6 tables probably, for 2 for each competition bracket.
Yeah, and ours will also fit on those tables.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, if we go back to the slide.
Oops.
Right,
Do you want to do these because of Joe? Joe is here. Does he need?
Oh, we already went over the Vex IQ comp.
I thought they're. Oh, okay. Oh, because the next one is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because the next one they're not here.
Yeah. So the next one we have is
that one.
So the Vex IQ next level. This is the Riggs Auxiliary, and we don't have anybody from Riggs and Auxiliary on, right?
No, they're not.
Okay.
They weren't able to make it.
Yeah. So I think they said 3 teams competing. Kurt is going to arrange all that. So yeah, we don't have anything else that pertains to anybody here.
Okay. So we have on here, will all 3 competitions be at 10:30, or do we want to stagger them?
That's what we're still
Right.
trying to figure out.
Okay.
We might stagger the FLL and with the Vex IQ next level.
Yes.
Yeah, and I thought this is a great idea to have the Vex IQ next level, because the students that are doing Vex IQ, they get to actually see what the next level is. And hopefully inspire them to keep at it, so they can maybe next year or whatever get the next level parts, or whatever the next competition is, and compete on that. So yeah.
All right. Questions?
All right, so now we're on to the competition score brackets and awards. This is a sample bracket of what we used. There was a sample bracket. Just kidding. This is a sample bracket of what we used last year. You have the teams in the middle. That's the arrangement when they first start. And then you could see, for example, Auxiliary at the top had the aviator bot, and then Conley's was the, what is that called? Tanky team? Yeah. And then whoever won went on to play on the right-hand side at 11:20, and they played the winners of the Robot Nerds versus the Vipers. And then the losers, the unsuccessful teams from those challenges went on to the consolation bracket on the left, and they got to work their way through and hopefully win the consolation. But that was a basic bracket. Obviously, when we have 11 teams competing, we're going to have a little bit more to the bracket. But yeah,
this is a basic concept.
Yeah. Oh. And then
I thought that was mine.
No,
I was like, I'm plugged in. How is this happening?
and then we have we're gonna have awards, right, Katie?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. The awards. Intel, they're getting a plaque, like a little stand that will have robotics. I forget what I had on it, but one for each of the competitions. But we'll have a certificate for everybody that participated, but there won't be a prize or anything for consolation. So only the winning team will get something. We're not doing first, second, third.
Consolation bragging rights.
Yeah, you can get a certificate. That's a big job.
Joe will be there to give students a pat on the back, right?
Joe?
Joe?
What? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that.
I said you'll be there to give the students a pat on the back that win the constellation.
Yes, I will definitely be there for that.
All right, and then we have, like Katie said, we're gonna have a display screen, so like a big screen that'll show. I'm taking it like highlights of what's going on with the competitions. I don't know if they can split the screen or show two different ones going on at one time, but we'll figure that out. And then we're also going to have a microphone, so we'll be able to announce to the teams. But it's important to let your students know that they need to listen to the announcement of when their team needs to get ready for the competition, because we want to just get through these, one after the next to keep it going. If there is a chance where you have a team that is ready to go and then they drop their robot and it breaks, or we have some sort of technical difficulties, then we might have to postpone that match and bump up another one. So that's why it's important for them to listen and make sure they're paying attention. We are going to see if we can have extra students that need a job that they can go around to the different teams and just make sure that they are aware of their time that they're going to be up for, because we're going to have the times also posted on the bracket like you see here, or that you saw.
John, is there any autonomous mode for this competition or no?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, the reason why we don't have that is because when we ran it last year, the teams, when they get going with the robots, they go berserk. And the teams hit the Vex ball and it throws the other ones off, or, they drop one in the middle and then whatever happens. And to have an autonomous robot trying to play catch up, or, we're looking for something specific, it's not going to work.
I mean, I'm fine with that. That's good.
Yeah, it won't work as well. Let me just put it that way.
Cool.
Any questions so far? No?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, so this one, it keeps going. I'm so sorry, you guys. This is not the first time I've used a computer, although it may seem like it. Okay, so volunteers, I've been trying to reach out to, so we've done like National Honor Society, junior high, National Honor Society, reached out to some of the junior highs that most likely won't have robotics teams represented at the state tournament that's happening that very same weekend, to see if we can get them high school students. But if any of you guys know or have used other people in past competitions that would be good referees or judges or monitors, we've got a whole bunch of roles and responsibilities that we're trying to fill, just so that we have enough people with their hands in the pot for this, just because we know that there's going to be a lot of things happening that day. So if you guys would be willing to share this link with any of the people, if anyone that would be willing to help us out, that would be excellent. I'm going to try to have all the volunteers finished up and organized by February 1st, so that the closer I get to the event, I'm not stressing about those little things. So I'm just going to keep pushing as many of the teachers that I can to get students in there, because I think it would be really awesome to have a high number of high school students that have done this to support the elementary. And then those kids will be able to see, like, oh my gosh, look at all the high school, look at what they're doing with their bots, because they're going to bring showcase bots as well. Oh yeah, and everyone gets, all volunteers get a t-shirt. Joe, right?
Yes, they do.
Get a shirt and food, so we'll take care of our peeps. So we just want to make sure, so everyone gets a shirt and who volunteer, and it will be a really great time. As you know, it's going to be a huge science party. So
cool.
Any questions?
Oh, and that's a link on there also, yes, if you want to distribute that link, and it has all the different categories they can volunteer for.
Yes, and then we'll send this. I'll send this PowerPoint and the copy of this webinar. I'm not sure if you'll ever want to watch it again, considering all the technical difficulties. But if you're, looking for something fun to do, you could rewatch the showing of this. But then also I'll put the links in there too. Okay.
All right. Are there any other questions out there that anybody has regarding either the competition or anything regarding CIF? and then we'll table some items if you want us to follow up on some stuff for you.
No.
I gotta find my chat box. Is it down here? Up here? No
I
question.
like this webinar idea. It's very convenient.
Oh yeah. But I'm gonna do something real quick.
This is your first one, right, Joe?
Yes.
Do you see him?
Hey!
Hey! Hi.
Hello!
All right, but we'll take our faces off now. Okay, I don't see any other questions. We will get more information on the times. I think maybe when we collaborate a little bit more, we hear feedback of just like after maybe when we do the bracket is when we'll know.
Yeah.
When each competition will begin.
So keep your eyes peeled for the emails.
Yes. Okay, well, thank you guys.
Yep.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Talk to you later.
Have a great long weekend.
All right, you guys too.
All right.
Woohoo.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you so much.
I don't know. You have control of my computer.
I am? What am I doing? Hold on. Let me do something that inappropriate. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Bye, guys.
All right, bye.
All right. Stop the recording. Okay. How do I do this? I just want to make sure I get out of it. I don't know. It's recording.